Excellency, Mr. Ruvi Rivlin, the President of the State of Israel, and the First Lady, Mrs. Nechama Rivlin. This special evening is the opening of the Na'amat International Solidarity Conference with the participation of close to 120 women, leaders from 7 countries on 3 different continents: North America, South America, and Europe. This conference is dedicated to strengthening the Zionist cause and the bond between Israel and the diaspora, and above all, to declare commitment and solidarity with the State of Israel and with Na'amat. Dear guests, seated next to the President and Mrs. Rivlin is Mrs. Masha Lubelsky, former Knesset member and Na'amat representative at the World Zionist Organization, and Na'amat presidents from around the world. Mrs. Liz Rader from Na'amat USA, Mrs. Sarah Butel, Na'amat Canada, Mrs. Sarah Smaltzbin, Na'amat Brazil, Mrs. Esther Blyer, Na'amat Mexico, Mrs. Denise Cohen, Na'amat Belgium, Mrs. Marta Haber, Na'amat Argentina, Mrs. Dora Duenes, Na'amat Uruguay. Thank you all for coming.
Women of Na'amat have always supported the State of Israel and dedicated so much to the welfare of the citizens of Israel. We were always, and you were always, proud Zionists, even in times when people were afraid to show public support for Israel. Moreover, your support helped and still helps us to ensure that we live up to our promises and that we keep alive the symbiotic connection between Israel's Jewish and democratic identity. Na'amat helps Israel look deep within itself and reminds us that all citizens deserve equal rights. I see in Na'amat natural partner.
Our countries may be separated by miles and oceans, but our goals, our work to support Na'amat, and our hearts are as one, to provide continued support and expand the programs and services of Na'amat Israel. Together, we all strive to ensure that the promise of a brighter future for all Israeli citizens is a reality.
I hope and I am sure that every one of us is so excited and so happy. I have really tears in my eye to come here to the President's house, to be welcomed, to be in Jerusalem, to come to Israel. Can we imagine and understand what a great zchut it is? How much we are privileged, our generation, all of us, all over the country. We have the daycare centers, the high technological schools for the girls, centers for legal advice for women and the family, a shelter for battered women. Every year, Na'amat is giving 200 scholarships from a fund that is being raised by our sisters from United States and Canada, scholarship to 200 women students to enable them to go and to study in the universities all over the country. And all of you believe in social justice, in tolerance, in equal opportunity, and all of you carry the commitment to the State of Israel and to Na'amat. Am Israel Chai. Am Israel Chai. You, President and Ms. Rivlin, we want to give you a declaration of solidarity and support of the State of Israel and for Na'amat. It's heavy. It's heavy.
אני ואתה, אז יבואו כבר כולם. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, לא משנה.
That Israel is surrounded by so many enemies. The Hezbollah in the north, the Hamas in the south, and so many others who are fighting now, the radical Islamists who are fighting now in Syria and in Iraq. May I stay here, and I think I'm speaking on behalf of all of you. Ben-Gurion, we miss you. Hallelujah should we have you now to lead the state of Israel and you spirit. Ben-Gurion, we miss you.
We are here from Na'amat today to honor all of you. We thank you all, brave men and women who risk your lives daily to protect the state of Israel.
Shalom, good afternoon, buenas tardes. My mother, Alice Howard, was born in 1926 in Los Angeles to Russian immigrant parents, and she was the youngest of 6 children. Her mother was a longtime member of Pioneer Women and president of her chapter.
So what do we have here? We have a legal consulting services. We have 30,000 women that are Istadrut members, so they are also Na'amat members. We have 1,100 infants and toddlers in 14 daycare centers around the Negev, and soon we will have the 15. And we have this Women's Rights Center that we are sitting here today. So in 2015, I accept 17 new children will join AMAT family.
President's house. Yes. And I heard that he was very impressed from Na'amat International. He said that he didn't know how many women there are all over the world who are our sisters and they are taking care of Na'amat in Israel.
הקרן למענקי מחקר במדעים חשובה מאוד בגלל הצורך לעודד עוד ועוד נשים לעסוק במחקר.
These scholarships allow us, the students for master degrees and PhD degrees, to really do what we are really passionate about, and for me it's science. But what is tissue engineering? What are we trying to do? The main purpose is to build a small tissue or a small part of an organ inside of a lab. This tissue, we want it to live and to function exactly like the tissues inside our bodies, later to be transplanted back into the patient.
Our input, our society becomes more intelligent, more interesting, more colorful, and more ethical. In conclusion, I'd like to quote from the Mishnah, where there is a saying, one who saves an individual soul in Israel, it is as if he saved the entire world. All of us together in Na'amat are involved in Tikkun Olam, in trying to make the world a better world for the women, children, and families in Israel and for the future generations.
The words of Herzl stirred within them the hope that once again the Jewish people would call Zion their national homeland.
אוקיי, שלום. אני מברך אתכם לבית ההסתדרות ומודה לכם על תרומתכם רבת השנים לנעמת.
ורק לומר לכם שאנחנו המדינה היחידה, לפחות בעולם המערבי, שבו דיני המשפחה כוללים בעצם סמכות בלעדית לדון בענייני נישואין וגירושין לבית הדין הדתי.
Actually, this year we had an achievement, something that we were working on for like more than 10 years. Still, from now on, people can share, can divide their pension rights, and the government, the pension companies will have to recognize it and will have to work by it.
העבודה שלנו היא עבודה סיזיפית, יום יום, אם זה בהפגנות, אם זה ביחסי ציבור, בתקשורת, דרך הפייסבוק, אנחנו משתמשות הרבה מאוד בפייסבוק, הפייסבוק הוא כלי זול ונוח לנו להגיע להרבה מאוד נשים, גם כדי להתחדש, גם כדי להביא חברות חדשות וצעירות.
Because I think that the way of the world now is through social media. We have many devoted chaverot, many who've been with us many years, but what we need are more younger people to come to join with us and to continue the tremendously important work that we have been doing.
What I thought I would do, with the help of some Na'amat Chaverot in Canada, is try to give you a brief overview of all the different activities that we do in Na'amat Canada. Our three major goals, of course, are to build membership, inspire a new generation of leaders, and increase our fundraising.
Hi, everybody. Okay, this is our Shilihut. Shilihut is when you go through the country to visit. One thing that we like to do is to go to the centers and to know what's going on.
You can start putting it. Yeah. presidentas de los diferentes países, Javerot de Na'amat, miembros de Israel. En este mundo que ha perdido tantos valores, en el que tantas cosas se han vuelto desechables, trabajar ayudando a los más necesitados es la vacuna contra la indiferencia.
The news from Europe over the past several years has not been very good. Jewish communities in European countries such as Belgium are feeling increasingly vulnerable and have been the targets of verbal, political and physical attacks. These attacks are a reflection of a resurgence of anti-Semitism. The main objective of Na'amat Belgium, as you very well know, is to contribute to the renovation and rebuilding of daycare centers in Israel.
Haremos una Na'amat cada vez más fuerte y seguiremos estando orgullosas de pertenecer a este movimiento. Éxitos por y para siempre.
Es decir, es una colectividad chica, pero siempre hemos sido muy, pero muy activos, muy sionistas.
Abraham, everybody knows Abraham.
There's a lot of things here that Na'amat Canada contributes to the school. The building that we're here now is a building that was donated by Na'amat Canada, and a lot of things in the school.
So when we were asked for money to repair, help on the renovations of the hairdressing classroom, we only had to see if we had enough money in our funds, and which we did, and we sent them, and we wanted to very much honor Avraham for all the work that he has done.
Mr. Tor, can I ask you to do me a favor and go over to the side? Yeah. You're hiding.
Edith Wood is the regional chairperson of the Carniel area, and unfortunately in many, many places in the world, Jews are being killed and hurt just because they are Jews. So don't be afraid.
But we are still raising funds to help build a better place for women, children, and families in Israel. This project began with Pearl Meckler, a woman who has been with Na'amat for 70 years and who's become a mentor and a role model for so many of us in Toronto and in Canada. Pearl thought that we should look to children and grandchildren to honor the memories of the original members.
Stan and Sue Goldfarb grabbed onto the idea of a founding mother's daycare and made the building we looked at now a reality.
Good evening, everybody. You are welcome to Carmiel from over the world.
We have our beautiful community center that you saw that just got renovated and got a new extension. Bless you. And in the community center, we have every other week we have a Na'amat lawyer that come in for legal aid and legal counsel for women. It's in divorce.
You know, Edith is a very good friend and an old friend from Brazilian Haverot, and I can't come here without bringing something to her.
I was thinking to myself how fortunate I am to be in this position, to be on this trip with all of you. It's very inspiring, and I also wish everyone much success.
Today we have the great privilege of being here at the Kotel to pray if we so choose, or just to soak in the atmosphere and the history of this very special place. We have the honor to represent all the members of Na'amat from around the world who do not have the good fortune to be able to be here, but this is a responsibility as well. We must absorb and internalize all the sites we have seen here in Israel, both historical and Na'amat institutions, schools, and daycare centers. We must convey the enthusiasm and excitement we feel here so they too will know how very important the work we do for Na'amat is.
Excuse me, are you in the photo?
We began a week ago in an intensive and very meaningful journey of 110 leaders from 7 different countries. This is our Na'amat International Solidarity Conference. From the opening at the President's House, through Sde Boker, following the footsteps of Ben Gurion, Be'er Sheva, Tel Aviv, Carmiel, Yerushalayim, and especially moving ceremony at the Kotel this morning. In addition, we installed 2 new daycare centers, one in Be'er Sheva and one in Carmiel. We visited and acknowledged the wonderful work of Na'amat all over the country. I am sure that all of you are very, very proud. And we are all very proud of you in helping us to maintain and support all these installations. Thank you very, very much.
I think for the closing session, after we saw so many exciting, wonderful sites and things and operations in Israel, for the closing session that we will listen to Avraham Duvdevani. He is fighting to have teachers that will teach the Hebrew language abroad, because without the Hebrew language we can in about some generation be like foreigners. He's fighting and working very hard to encourage and to support Aliyah.
What you are doing here in Israel, Na'amat, what you are doing in the kindergarten, what you are doing in the school, what you are doing in the dormitories, what you are doing in the family centers, all is the preparation. You are building our next generation.
This is our last evening, and before I will read it in Hebrew, I would like to say again, thank you very much for coming to our convention. Thank you for your hug to Na'amat Israel all over the year. נעמת העולמית, הצהרת הזדהות ותמיכה. בשנת ה-67 למדינת ישראל ובשנת ה-95 לתנועת נעמת בישראל התכנסנו כאן. נציגות העם היהודי בנעמת מכל רחבי העולם, להביע את הזדהותנו ותמיכתנו במדינת ישראל ובתנועת נעמת. אנו כנשים ציוניות מתחייבות בזאת לפעול במלוא כוחנו הארגוני והערכי למען מדינת ישראל ולמען תנועת נעמת בישראל, אשר פועלת בנחישות ובהתמדה ברוח ערכי השוויון, הדמוקרטיה והצדק החברתי.
Declaration of Solidarity and Support. In the 67th year of the State of Israel and the 95th year of Na'amat Israel, we have gathered here Na'amat representatives of the Jewish people around the world to express our solidarity and support for the State of Israel and the Na'amat movement. As Zionist women, we hereby pledge ourselves to operate to the utmost extent of our organizational and ideological power on behalf of the State of Israel and Na'amat Israel, which works resolutely and tirelessly in the spirit of equality, democracy, and social justice. Our contribution to Israel and Na'amat stands out throughout the country with daycare centers, technological schools, youth villages, legal advice bureaus, and thousands of female students in higher education, thanks to the help of Na'amat scholarships and research grants. We support Na'amat Israel's public struggle to achieve gender equality, to advance parliamentary legislation, to prevent violence, to strengthen the working family in Israel, and to promote peace and coexistence. Israel is the homeland of the Jewish people. The Na'amat movement in Israel and in the diaspora fortifies its bonds with the people, the state, and the society in Israel. In this statement, we express our commitment to continue our activity for Na'amat and for the state of Israel in the years to come.
And each president is going to take one to your own country.
Okay, חבר'ה, בנות, girls. רייט מביאה עוד העתק, לא, הנה.